Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Spiral Podcast. Sorry about the week with no podcast. Just want to take a week off for Easter and just recollect my ideas and make sure I can get out some good podcasts for you guys. So, today is a Reaction Monday, so I'm going to be looking at some social media takes that I've seen and get my opinions on them. And let's just jump into it. So, the first one said, is NIL transfer portal killing high school and college football? And this is what I think. Like, I know some people say yes and some say no. I do think it's good that people are getting paid money instead of kind of like being taken advantage of. For a long time, college football brings in millions and millions of dollars every year, but players didn't really get anything. And I think it's good that players are now being able to get paid for what they bring to the table and what they bring for the sport. So I would say for that reason it's good. But I do think that them getting paid like millions and millions of dollars is bad. Like, I think, like, depending on how good the player is, like $1,000, 100,000, like around there, like they should get paid a decent amount, but not millions. I think one of the things that makes college football great is that all the players are like trying to get to the NFL. They all have to play their best every week and try and put on a show. And I think that, them just getting millions of dollars is kind of taken away from, like, the competitiveness of the sport. Like, it makes it seem like once you make it to college and you're good, then you've already made it, which I think is kind of bad because, like, that toughness kind of gets lost. I don't know. It just seems like people aren't as gonna play as, like, hard and, like, they already have millions of dollars, so they don't really need to do anything now. Like, they're pretty much set up for their life, but without the NIL, they'd be able to, like, keep working, and then, I don't know. I just think that's my opinion on that. And then another thing that I don't really like is how the bigger schools, like, obviously they can offer more money since they bring in more money, and, it just takes away from, like, the smaller schools who, like, maybe would get a few 3, 4, 5-star recruits. But now if all of them are getting paid money just to go to a big school, like, no crap, they're going to go to the big school. So, the big schools just keep getting more talented and the little schools just keep falling off, which I don't really like because, and I don't know, college football just has a lot of great teams that I like watching. And, like when UC made it to the college football playoff, I thought that was really cool. And, that might not be as easy to do anymore. Yeah, so that's my opinion on it. I think NIL has its good and bad. Some reasons I definitely like it. Sometimes I don't really like it, but it already happens, and the sport is changing. And I do think it is nice to have something to talk about. Just new stuff happening to the sport, and I like how it is changing. Even if you don't necessarily like what it's doing. So that's my take. And then this one was talking about the top 10 non-conference rivalries. So number 10 was Nebraska versus Colorado. Number 9 was Iowa versus Iowa State. Number 8 was Washington versus Washington State. Number 7 was UK versus Kentucky. Number 6 was West Virginia versus Pitt. Number 5 was Clemson USC. Number 4 was Oklahoma State. Number 3 was Florida State versus Florida. Number 2 was Notre Dame versus USC. And then the best was Oregon versus Oregon State. I think the list is actually pretty good, except for Oregon versus Oregon State. I do think they are a little overrated. In my opinion, I also kind of think Notre Dame versus USC is, even though it has some pretty good history. The reason I think about that is just, Oregon State just really hasn't been that good for a while. Last season they were pretty good, but other than that, the rivalry hasn't been too deep. And I don't know. Oregon State's just kind of mid, and Oregon, honestly, like, they've been good, but they haven't always been, like, amazing. So the rivalry's been kind of lost, and I just think having them at number 1 is kind of a shocker, and especially if they're talking about this season. Oregon State lost its head coach, and Oregon's probably going to be way better. So, I don't know. I just can't see it being, like, that good of a rivalry, and now that's out of conference. And then for Notre Dame USC, I think it's like a good rivalry, but I wouldn't say they should be like number 2 high on the list because I'm just not loving like USC. I think they're kind of overrated, but it does have good history, so I still think it deserves a top spot, but not maybe number 2, maybe like number 4-ish area, number 5 maybe. And then I would say I would put Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State a bit higher, and so I would also do that with Florida versus Florida State, because other than that, like the only arguable one that could be higher would be Iowa State or even Clemson, South Carolina. But South Carolina's been pretty bad recently, and Iowa State is pretty decent, but it hasn't really had anything memorable, at least for me, which is why I don't really think it should be high on the list. It's kind of just mid, but it is a good rivalry if you're in Iowa, so that's why I think it's a good list. And then the next take I saw was that it was talking about the greatest college football team of all time, and this one said that 2023 Michigan was the best. So, first of all, Michigan pretty much cheated to win. I don't really think that's too arguable right now. So I honestly think that just immediately takes them out. They cheated. I don't know how the best team in college football would have to cheat to win. So I think they're automatically not 2023 Michigan. It's definitely not the best. And then second of all, you have teams like 2019 LSU, the Bamas, 2017-2020 Bamas, 2016 Clemson, all these great teams. And then also, those early 2000s Miamis, like that 2001 Miami team was insane. And, those Nebraskas were also really good. That was a while ago, though. But all those teams are definitely better than 2023 Michigan, You can't cheat and be the best team. That's not how that works. So, I don't know, dude. 2023 Michigan is crazy. So those are my takes. I hope you like watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and share the podcast if you like it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.